Okay, hello. I promise this is the last video I'm going to do on this whole subject of what was up with the ending of Bioshock. It's just that a lot of people have been asking me even more questions. I can't believe I've exploded to get over 150,000 views at this point. I think it's about 175 now. People just really want to know what's up with my theory about the ending of Bioshock Infinite, because my theory is so different from the Wikipedia theory, and I'll get into that. But first I want to show you a little Easter egg that I think is kind of interesting. Maybe it's not an Easter egg, but either way, it kind of maybe makes you think, did Ken Levine plan this out all along? So let's first get to Bioshock Infinite and get to this scene and have it play out. Come on, Liz, get over here.
Booker, come here.
What? What is it?
Look, you can use the Songbird to bring the whole damn thing down.
Yeah.
Destroy the siphon.
And that's what you want?
It's the only way we'll find the truth. About my finger, Comstock, everything.
Perhaps. So, now we order Songbird
Tear it down.
to destroy the
Tear
siphon.
it all down.
That gives her godlike powers to just hop between universes. And she can open the doors and see all of them. Hear that sound? Now pay attention to that sound because it's going to mean something later.
The Whistler! Elizabeth! The bird, Elizabeth! I lost control! He's coming!
No.
Listen. Listen very carefully.
Where is he?
Listen to the sound.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm here. Just let go. There you go. There you go.
Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
This scene is beautiful because you see the little sister and the big daddy right back there behind them. And you kind of see the whole little sister big daddy relationship
Elizabeth?
kind of going on
It's a
between
doorway.
her and Songbird.
One of many. This way.
Okay, so you saw
It's
that.
a doorway. Where are you going?
Oh, come on. Yes, it's this way.
What Comstock said about your finger. Is there an answer here? Do you...
Down here.
Alright, so now that we've seen this, let's go to the other Bioshock game, which I have running. And you heard the sound Songbird makes, that sound, right? Okay, now listen very carefully. Okay?
Presto, presto! No, no! I'm trying. Please.
Once again, young Fitzpatrick.
No! Oh God, you sick fuck! Let me out of there! Come down now. Life, death. The burden of the artist is to capture.
Now, I'd like to point out that you just heard the sound of Songbird. These sounds Songbird actually makes in the background during the scene where a man with a bird mask is playing a song.
And now you've got Fitzpatrick caught in his moment of glory. It seems you've got the eye of the shutterbug.
So how does Kyle Fitzpatrick fit into all this?
Head to the atrium and place
Don't you
the
wonder?
photograph in my masterpiece. And so our collaboration commences.
But yeah, Songbird, I'm just saying, eerie connections between both. You can still hear him. You hear that?
I know why you've come, little moth.
Eerie, isn't it?
Your own canvas, one you'll paint with the blood of a man I once loved. Yes, I'll send you to Ryan. But first, you must be part of my masterpiece. Go to the atrium. Hurry now. My muse is a fickle bitch with a very short attention span. Do you see it? When I am dust, this is what they'll point to. My quad tick. My masterpiece. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. Touch it.
Sure bleeds a whole lot for a statue.
Yeah, and there's Fitzpatrick, freed of the cheats and defects. And here's the glorious news. This is just the moment of conception. Out in this place, there are 3 men.
But anyway, and from here we just get a nice, go to 3 different points, kill 3 different people, take photographs of them game.
Betrayal. Find them, little moth, and immortalize their mortality in my quad tick. Go. Once they've been sent to their reward, you shall go to yours.
But yes, isn't it interesting how all these themes seem to just sort of come together and be connected? But anyway, so one thing I'm going to end on now is I'm going to talk about the Wikipedia timeline theory versus my timeline theory and see the differences. So the Wikipedia theory and everybody else's theory that they tend to be latching onto right now is that at the post-Wounded Knee baptism, Booker and Comstock both existed at the same point, and due to free will, one ended up getting baptized while the other did not. The one that didn't get baptized became Booker, ended up having Anna, and then ended up getting a huge gambling debt. He lost his wife, as he explained, whereas Comstock went on to just live a completely different life as well. Comstock and built a city in the sky and all that jazz. But this theory relies on the fact that Comstock must have been visited by his obedient daughter from the future, which, based on how we saw her acting, might have happened, but it's kind of iffy. And then this also relies on the idea that free will and choices result in opposite universes being created. Unfortunately, I don't actually believe that free will exists, so I'm not a fan of this theory, and I don't think it's actually correct. Now, I know that you're a writer and you have artistic license and you can say all this stuff, but let's just imagine we live in the actual world where free will isn't actually a reality, and let's go to theory B, or E and B theory if you want to call it that, where we have post-Bioshock Infinite baptism. Now, this is the baptism which happens at the very end of the game, and I don't mean like after the credits roll, but I mean like at the end of the game where you pass through that last door and she lets you get baptized again. Now, in my second theory, okay, this is my theory that I brought up in the video, you have Booker, and then you have Comstock. The problem is, why doesn't Comstock have the AD on his hand when you kill him? And I don't really have a solution to that other than he's been jumping between different universes. He's been living for a lot longer than Booker has. Maybe he just got it removed or something, I don't know. But he had to know about the symbol in the first place. He had to know about it. So maybe he actually had it on his own hand, and that's how he knew that he himself was the false shepherd. That's why I thought at first that they were calling me the false shepherd, because I might have had the same mark that Comstock had. I don't know why his hand didn't have an AD at the end. But then again, I don't know why your hand didn't have a big slit in the middle of it either at the end, because you got stabbed in the hand in one alternate version of the story. If you end up letting yourself have that happen to you and just suddenly the wound goes away and so does the wrapper, I don't know, it just seems kind of awkward. I mean, we even have a moment where if you have a Liz with the bird cage, it suddenly turns into the bird while she's on the boat, and then it goes back to being the bird cage again. Whereas in another, if you have her with the bird, she'll actually end up having the cage on in that scene. and then it'll switch back to being the bird. So it's very odd. If you want me to actually point that out, I will. But this theory on the right here, that's my theory, relies on the idea that the Archangel stuff is totally BS, and he just saw everything happen in the game because he was you. Comstock is literally the you that you play as in the game, which would explain a lot of stuff, like why you get drowned at the end. But yeah, so Comstock knows everything you've done, and this is backed up by the room at the end. If you want to see more information on that, just click the link below to my video that is really popular, where I show at the Comstock area, when you first see him, you see all the future that, or rather all the past of the game. You see the events of the game as you played them play out, including, you know, traveling through different realities and all that stuff. In other words, this might be, I know a lot of people say this is the 122nd because of 122 and 122 coin flips and all that stuff, but from your perspective, this might have been the very first time this ever happened, because, you know, all the loops are happening in alternate realities, and yours is the one that pays off, and Comstock is the one that went through that payoff reality, because the events, again, in his Zeppelin detail that particular journey that you took. Alright, so Comstock is you from the game, not an alternate version, but the you who has seen all these battles. So hence why he has memorials of himself to even at Peking, and he's lived several lifetimes as Booker, hence why he's the older you. And it also explains why he has white hair, because he just lived longer. I know they say that his age accelerated. Okay, yeah, I'll buy that. Maybe his age accelerated a little bit, but he still, when we see him earlier, he still looks just like a slightly older you with a beard. That doesn't explain why suddenly he has white hair too. I mean, you could say maybe his aging just kept accelerating, but I believe it's just because he's lived a lot longer than you have all around. And this option also makes it more poetic because he's taking his daughter Anna back, whom he regrets giving away. In other words, this Comstock actually had Anna and gave her away to himself. So I think that's kind of cool. But anyway, all this is null and void, of course, because both theories could actually be correct in tangential multiverses, by the way. So whether you believe one theory or the other doesn't matter, because they could both actually be correct. So the whole argument of one versus the other doesn't actually matter in this case, because it's a multiverse. Also, neither theory matters because all the tangents are ended by your being drowned, which, by the way, is the only explainable... or rather, it's only explainable in my theory as to how your getting drowned prevents this guy from getting made. I'm just saying, if you drowned here, then you cancel him out, and that cancels out all the other realities. If you drown him here, but he already has an AD on his hand, so how, you know, anyway. That just brings up so many questions. But anyway... Either way, by ending Comstock, you never took Anna from yourself. Happy ending, woo. Either way, him not having an AD on his hand, which is the biggest supporter of this theory, it just still doesn't make any sense. Because if he doesn't have the AD on his hand, then drowning him here with an AD on his hand isn't going to make much of a difference at all now, is it? I'm just saying. Okay. So, that's it. That's all I have to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I love you all. Have a great day.